Good morning, and an early morning it is. Welcome to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I'm the host of the show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So today is the beginning of the week, of course, so we do the episode called This Week, which pretty much talks about the content that's going to be on the channel for the week. We have on tap, I believe, I think we have 9 shows on tap this week, including, actually it'll be more because I'm including a mini-series which will start Monday. It's a 6-hour mini-series, but I'll get into that as we go along. So for those of you who haven't watched this episode, basically what we do here is I just talk about the content that's going to come up on the show for the week. Just give a little bit of details about each of the shows so that if there's certain shows you want to watch, you'll know when they're coming out, and you can always hit the bell as well if that's what you want. Okay, so first up on the show for the week comes out Sunday night. This week it's the Great Album Challenge, as Ben's Album Challenge went last week. So this week it'll be the Great Album Challenge. Ben has given me 10 albums from the year 1971, and this will definitely be the toughest ranking I've done so far on any show at any point on this channel, because there's at least 6 albums on here that could easily be number 1. Split by hairs, those top 6, that's for sure. And some of the other ones definitely strong contenders as they get more time in. They're basically, a few of them are fairly new to me, like within the last couple of years, so it's very difficult for me to rank them higher when they're still fairly new, but definitely all heavy contenders here this week. Okay, so the second show that comes out is a look back at a classic rock album. This week we're going to be doing this one, which, to be honest, I thought I already did, but I didn't. Apparently I went through my notes on all the albums I've done. I now have a list instead of having to look it up all the time, and I have not done this one, but this is one of my classic masterpiece albums and needs to be done. A lot of really good stuff on this album. This is the album that kind of brought Neil Young to my attention. For many people that's probably the case. So harvest Neil Young for this week's look back at a classic rock album. The next episode that comes out is on Tuesday, is called, for this week, is Metal, as Metal alternates with What's New, which is a show that comes out every second week. So Metal, this week we're doing Beast in Black. That's the name of the band. They have 3 studio albums. We'll be talking about those studio albums, about the band in general, and about anything that's new with them. Just a little bit of history about them. Just trying to get familiar with this band, as I am with a lot of metal bands. This is my way in getting myself into metal, back into metal. Okay, so that's Tuesday night. So then we have Wednesday night favorites, and we're going to finally do the modern run, I guess, if you want to call it. I did 2 runs before. The first one was my original first 5 bands that I liked, that I did runs for them. The second group was a group of bands that I got familiar with in the early 80s, and I gave kind of a second run of them. So this one will be more of a modern one. Most of these bands for this third one I didn't start listening to till my daughter was born, at any significance. I mean, I listened to all of them at one point or another, but I never really got into them until that time. So I've had 20 years to listen to their discography, and I've come up with 5 more bands with their run. Some of them as many as 9 albums in their run, others maybe 5 or 6, a couple of them a little less. But anyways, we'll be doing that for the favorites this week. Thursday night, it's Forward Champion Now. We'll be going every week now that it's on its own there. And the challenger this week coming will be this one, Little Queen, and I do apologize for the damage. When the one rack fell off, a few covers got damaged, and this was one of them. So Heart's Little Queen will be the challenger this week against whoever the champion happens to be. And we won't know that until we get there. Okay, so Also, this week on Friday night is the Monster Hits. This week we'll be doing a 1976. This should be a good one. There's a lot of stuff that came out that year that I'm pretty sure is going to be tough ranking for me. Now, Saturday I originally was going to do Roy Orbison, but I decided I'm not far enough along in my preparation for that video yet to consider it. So I'm going to do something a little bit different here. I'm going to do the big classic 6 progressive rock bands. We'll be doing them, a little bit about them. I've made some notes about what I want to talk about with each of them. We'll be doing a mini series for them starting Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, one for each of the bands that we're going to be doing for that. And I'm hoping this will be fun to do. It's just something that occurred to me. I said, you know what, I've always wondered how it would be to do like a mini series. I haven't done any mini series that I can think of, so this will be my first one. Okay, and then the last video, which actually will be coming out on, I'm going to put it out on the Wednesday, is called my Masterpiece album collection. So every year I usually go through a set number of albums. In this case it's 20. And I just think about them and I review them, and then I decide whether they deserve masterpiece status. And I've given actually 7 of those 20 albums masterpiece status. It was tough. I almost went with 4, and then the last day I decided on the final 3 out of the 6 remaining ones that I was reviewing, that 3 of them deserved that status, and so we will be talking about those as well. As for anything else, let me think here. Yes, we will definitely be doing that Roy Orbison one. I'm hoping to get it done by the end of the month. It's just a matter of how much time I have to review. I don't know a ton about this man, other than at one time I didn't like him at all. And then when the channel started, I started listening to his stuff. The very thing about him I didn't like has now become the thing I like about him the most. I didn't really care for his voice. But after I started listening to it, it's grown on me. He's got such a sweet voice, right? And this is a man that I left off those iconic solo artists, those classic iconic solo artists list, because I kind of thought of him more as a country western singer. But one of my subscribers, Ben, actually brought it to my attention that this man definitely deserves to be on this list. There's a couple of others that he mentioned too. I just didn't feel they were strong enough to make the list. But anyways, he definitely deserves to be on this list. And so because he was kind of shunted here, I decided to do a special video for him. But I want to make sure that I got a full understanding of what I'm dealing with, because I don't really know much about him other than the basic stuff that people know and some of his songs. But I like to do a little more deeper dive into him. So he will come out eventually by the end of the month, I'm hoping. And then, of course, next month we're going to do the new Battle of the Bands, which is going to be a kind of obscure prog albums. Like I got like 32 of them, and they're all set to do the battle. Ben has chosen them for the battle for me, and we will listen to the 2 albums and I'll give my opinions, and then I'll pick a winner, and then we'll do the same thing we did with the Great Prog War. Only this time it'll be more of an obscure prog war, I guess. I'm not sure what we're going to call it yet, but I'm sure it'll be appropriate for the situation. So that is it for this week. I hope I didn't miss anything. I usually miss something, but I don't recall missing anything. And I hope you will come out and watch these videos. If you want to know a little bit more about this, you can go back and watch some of the previous this week editions, and I will hope to see you during the week, and take care. Bye. Oh, please like and subscribe. That's much appreciated. Thank you.